What is up, ResTech? Welcome back to another episode of ResTech Well-A-Vision, coming at you again this week with another concept, another thought, maybe another change in your mindset on how you approach certain conversations or interactions that you have with people. And once again, you can probably guess this is something that I heard in one of my many podcast listenings, but it's the idea of going into a conversation or a scheduled meeting or a sales meeting or a leadership or a coaching session with a different mindset, a different idea, and I just wanted to share it with you. So what we're going to talk about today is comparing two different strategies or mindsets or approaches or however you want to term it, but the two different concepts are being transactional versus being transformational. All right, so if you want to think about transactional in the literal sense of the term, so basically there's an exchange, right? So you give something, whether it be money or value or something else, and expect something else in return. When you think about sales, I guess specifically, this is a pretty common format, pretty common structure. You're going in there to share some information. You want to sell them a product in exchange for money, usually, or service. You want to offer a service in exchange for money. But the concept to kind of think a different way is a transformational interaction. So as opposed to going in with the attitude of an exchange, going in with the attitude or the intent of making somebody better or making improvement or just offering great amounts of value and not necessarily expecting anything else in return. So this could be relevant to most conversations that you would have, not necessarily just spur of the moment sitting around with friends or a spouse or anything like that, just kind of talking with each other. But if you have a scheduled conversation or a coaching session, or somebody comes to you for help, or if maybe you're on a sales team or customer service team and you have a scheduled time to go and discuss our products or our services or anything like that with some of our customers, you know if you're going in with the intent to make a sale as opposed to the intent to add value or uh, just make improvements to their processes. If you're, like I said, of a coaching session, if you're going with the intent to make improvements in their performance, it can be it's definitely a different impact. Now, it doesn't necessarily impact the bottom line like a transactional interaction might at first, but it's creating those relationships, it's creating those connections, it's adding value, it's making others walk away from the situation not thinking that they owe you, but thinking that you provided them a quality service, thinking that you provided them with extreme value. And when people view it that way, they're going to come to you because they trust you, because they think and know that you're going to be able to help them, not necessarily just think of you as a source to get this product or service or whatever it is that might be the desired outcome of the conversation. So, relating it to leadership here. So, a lot of managers out there, we're eyeball deep in leadership training here at ResTech, and a lot of it, having those conversations with your team and different things like that, and coaching conversations and trying to get the best out of your people. If I feel like there's two different ways you could go into those conversations. You could go into them expecting, you lay it on the line and you're expecting something else in return. You're expecting them to oblige. You're expecting them to, you know, obviously they do need to perform. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they don't need to perform, but perhaps going into it with the mindset that you're just going to help them as much as you can. You're going to add as much value as you can to create that strong relationship, create that trust, so you guys can have those conversations further down the road and have those difficult conversations further down the road where everybody's comfortable having them. And it's not like an attack, or, maybe someone's going into it with, the what's in it for me attitude. So, yeah, I'll do this for you, but I want this in return. So having that transactional mindset can sometimes diminish a relationship or devalue a relationship even. So it's more or less, I'm coming to you to get this thing. I'm coming to you to get this service, as opposed to you added so much value. When somebody has a problem, you're their first thought. You're going to them because they know that you can help. And when you think about, I know our customer service team here at ResTech and the core value of plus one, I've always been a big proponent that plus one has been what sets ResTech apart from everybody else. And it always has, and I think it always will, because that is what we try to do here. It's not the transactional interactions, it's the transformational interactions. It's that mindset that when you have a conversation with somebody or somebody calls in with a problem, you're not necessarily looking to sell them another product. We want to solve their problem. We want them to have a great experience. We want to create that relationship. We want to create that trust. So the next time they have a problem, or down the line, if they need a product, more products, anything like that, we are the first person they think of. So thinking about that in business and even thinking about it in life. So I know I've had a number of conversations, and it's obviously, like I said, just not the general conversations when you're talking with friends or anything like that. But if someone comes up to you and they want to talk about something, the idea shouldn't be, oh, well, I helped you with this, so hopefully down the line you'll help me with this. So it's not a transactional exchange. Going into it, one of my goals when I go into like a planned discussion with somebody or a coaching session, or when I'm coaching my kids' sports teams or anybody else's kids' sports teams for that matter, you know, I want them to be better leaving the conversation or interaction or session or whatever you want to call it with me than they were when they came into it. Now, does it mean they're going to be amazing after they talk with me? No. But if they can change one thing with their baseball swing, or if they can learn one stretch that helps them, feel a little bit better that they can do or implement on a regular basis, or maybe somebody's really struggling with something in their personal life and they just need somebody to talk to. Like I hope that after maybe a couple laps around the walking path, we can talk through it and just think of not necessarily a solution, but at least give them an outlet. They can go back to work or go home or wherever they're headed afterwards, feeling a little bit more at ease, feeling a little bit better, feeling a little bit more confident in how to process everything that's going on. So thinking about that going into all your conversations or interactions or anything like that, going in with, how can I help? How can I add the most value? How can I make this person better following our interaction than they were coming into it? As opposed to, okay, I'm going to help this person with this because I know I'm going to need their help down the line with this. So, or yes, we have this product that I need to sell, so I need to talk them into buying this product. Or, yes, these people, I need them to do this for the department. So you get the picture. So instead of going into things like that, and not to say that any of you do, I'll make that disclaimer, but it's just another idea, because I know it's a lot of the things we teach here at ResTech, and it's a lot of what we do, and I think what we try and do with our customers, trying to create those relationships and the trust and be that person or be that group or be that company for a lot of other people, but also how it extends into, let's say, your personal life, or how your interactions with uh, you know friends, family, what have you, and even maybe even just teaching kind of that same thought process to your kids, not necessarily looking at as they grow up, yeah, I helped this person, so now you owe me one. Okay? That's okay sometimes, but that shouldn't be the intent. Like, you shouldn't go into something helping somebody and expect something in return. So again, just that idea of the transformational interaction versus the transactional. Are you going in there looking to add extreme value, looking to help, looking to make them better when they're done with the interaction with you than when they came in? Or are you going in there strictly with the intent of an exchange of services, advice, goods, money, whatever you want to call it? So think about that one. Hopefully that resonated with you. Hopefully it was impactful. Hopefully it was thought provoking. And as I always like to say, hopefully it was change provoking. Not necessarily maybe all of you needing a change in this area, but just something to keep in the forefront, because I know it's easy to think of things like that just in the sense of a sales conversation or something like that, where you're providing service or value or a product or anything like that. But even in your conversations with other folks, your peers, friends, family, and coworkers, things like that. So always try and add value. Always try and have that transformational mindset rather than a transactional mindset. Go in, try and help people, make them better, because in turn it's going to make everybody better. Hope you enjoyed this one. I will wrap it up. If you like this video, like it below here on YouTube. If you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that now, because then you can see all these videos when they come up. So enjoy. We will catch you all next week for another episode of ResTech Television. Later.